Well, welcome back to our Community Voices segment on WSAV News 3 Today Weekend. Joining us is Miss Syd Nicole from the famous shop here in Savannah, Syd Nicole.
Hi, thanks for having us today.
Of course, thank you for coming on as our floral expert, because we know a lot of people have gotten Valentine's Day bouquets and a lot of them are very expensive, so we want to preserve them for as long as we can.
Yeah, if you got flowers and you're like, okay, you got flowers, you don't know what to do with it. It's a common misconception that like you give people fresh flowers, you don't have to do anything. You know, they're like, it's a lot easier than a potted plant, and people think, oh, you don't have to care for it as much. But they're still flowers, they're still a fresh product. So you can do some things to get your flowers to last even longer.
Okay.
And I will mention before I give you some tips on that too.
Okay.
Let's normalize giving flowers not just on Valentine's Day, right?
Yes, I agree.
It's easy to like show love on Valentine's Day and do the easy thing and just give flowers, but like let's normalize just giving gifts just because.
I like that.
Surprising your loved one. We are now actually on DoorDash.
Very exciting.
Super easy. You can just go on DoorDash, find us, get flowers delivered straight to your door.
Perfect.
So if you forgot yesterday, we're not going to tell them, but you can still surprise them today or later on. So like I said, you get flowers, maybe you even get a gorgeous bouquet.
Yes,
and you're
lovely.
like, what do I do with it now? So first thing, if you get a bouquet, first step, obviously, remove any of the packaging.
Okay.
So our bouquets always come wrapped with like our gorgeous signature newspaper print and a bow. And then a lot of times bouquets will come like with a rubber band.
Okay.
Maybe they have like a twist tie on it. Remove that so your flowers can kind of breathe.
Okay.
Get in some fresh water.
Now, does vase size matter when it comes to flowers?
Not particularly.
Okay.
Just kind of you kind of want to match it to the size of your bouquet.
Got you.
I brought something a little bit taller because that kind of fits better in my house, but if you could do something low, short, just cut your stems accordingly.
Okay.
That's one of the things that I will recommend. I did most of them already, but you do want to give a fresh cut to all your flowers.
Okay.
And when I cut everything, you want to cut everything at a really steep angle.
Okay.
If you think about it, cutting it at an angle just allows for more surface area and allows it to drink more water here.
Perfect.
So cut everything at an angle. And then the next step that I want to mention, which is super important here, is some of your flowers still will have leaves on it.
Okay.
Especially if you go to the grocery store, they keep all the greenery on. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to remove all of the leaves that are going to touch that water. You want to just get a straight stem into your vase.
Okay.
The more leaves you leave on, one, it's going to cause bacterial growth in your water. Not good. And then two, you're then going to, it's going to drink water and give the water straight to the leaves, which we want it to the flower, not the gorgeous greenery here. And some of your roses too, you'll be careful. Sometimes at the grocery store, they don't always dethorn them.
Okay.
So you'll want to make sure that you get yourself like a nice thorn stripper here. And then you can gently pull and it removes all the thorns and leaves from your flowers.
Okay.
Now I know you're thinking, where do I get this stuff, right? We do have kits to care for your flowers at Syd Nicole. You can get a nice pitcher, the floral shears to cut all your flowers, a little apron to keep yourself clean, and of course we are fashion brand.
Of course.
So you got to wear an apron while you're doing your flowers. And then of course the little grippers to help keep all the flowers clean.
And how long on average does can a bouquet last? And I wanted to ask you about a misconception, if this is true or not. Does putting bleach in the water actually preserve the flowers longer?
I totally think that is 100% a myth. We do our flower classes at the store where you can come in and make your own arrangement. And people have come up and told me the craziest things. I've heard bleach. I've heard aspirin in the water. I've heard putting a little club soda.
Yeah.
I've heard dipping your flowers in boiling water. And we were like, I'm sick of hearing all this stuff and then not knowing what to do. So I actually did test it all. The common things like the bleach in your water. And I found literally the #1 thing that works. Plain tap water. I kid you not. Plain tap water couldn't be easier. Key though is switching your water every 2 to 3 days.
Perfect.
Fresh water, and then when I switch out my water, I give all the stems a quick little trim.
Perfect.
And that keeps it drinking the fresh water.
All right, thank you so much, Sydney, for coming on. And you do have a flower class coming up for
St. Patrick's Day is coming up.
Yes, we will have all of that on our website.
Yes.
So you can click the link, wsav.com/todayweekend, and there will be. And again, thank you so much for coming on and sharing these lovely tips with us.
Thanks for having us.
Of course, when we come back, we get one final look at